office, so every friggin' Monday I get the golden question: how was your weekend? Now normally I'm able to sidestep this mundane, just tedious question, but I'd had a great weekend, so I'm like, shit, maybe they heard through the grapevine about my great weekend. So I kick into it. I'm like doing eye contact, heavy nodding. They're like, oh wow, and hit the big dismount, and then it's like I'm done with the story. It's like awkward for a minute, and then I'm like, and then the guy, he turns away. Then I realized not only did he not give a shit about what I just said, he was waiting for me to finish so I could ask him about his shitty weekend. So I had a big family reunion recently. And I have an Irish Catholic family, so they all came up and they're all telling the same story about my Irish grandfather who came over from Ireland, and it's always the same. It's like, oh, he was such a hero. He came over with $2 in his pocket, and he just wanted a better life for his family. He built their house with his bare hands. I call bullshit. Because knowing our family, it was probably like he passed out in a lifeboat, wakes up in America, goes to the nearest bar, hooks up with a state worker, and then in the morning cons her into falsifying his citizenship. And probably the only true part was the $2 in his freaking pocket. I'm a very lazy explainer. Like it just, my friends will come up to me and they'll be like, so yeah, I heard the bar was crazy last night. What happened? And I'm just like, well, yeah, I won't bore you with the details. The best would be like if I had like a visual aid, so I could be like, oh, what, the bar? Oh, funny you should ask, because they got the tape right here. And then just like roll the tape. That'd be a great substitute teacher with that too. Little Timmy would be like, what's the cycle of life like? And I'd be like, roll the tape, baby. The ultimate with that would be the job interview though. Like, Mr. Gill, could you explain your past experiences? And just roll the highlight reel, baby. Da-da-da, da-da-da. I have a really bad habit of like bottling up my emotions. Like, my girlfriend would be like, do you want to go to the furniture store today? And I don't want to go. But instead of saying no and experiencing the 1 second of tension before she says, okay, no big deal, I lie and then resent her for the rest of the day. So I go through my life like this. Like any kind of anger or tension, I just pack it down, pack, into the basement of my soul, and I just hope it goes away. So weeks and weeks go by, and I come home from work one day, and my girlfriend's like, "Hey, can you get me a soda from the fridge?" And I turn red as a brick, and it's just like weeks and weeks of anger and emotion just explode out at her. And then I'm like, oh, sorry. Here's your soda. Who wants to go to IKEA? So I had a really awkward encounter recently. I had to break it up with like an office employee kind of thing. And we had barely anything in common. We're barely friends. All we have in common is Bruins. So we even went down the list. Politics, nope. Other sports, nope. Movies, nope. Nothing. We got nothing in common. So one day he comes in after our first date, and I'm in a good relationship. He's in a good relationship. One-dimensional friendship, back on. So he keeps coming in. We're talking about that, and then it takes a turn. He starts bringing in all these over-the-top, just oversharing, sexual thing, and I'm in my head, I'm like, all right, I gotta cut this guy loose. But how am I gonna do that? Bam, got it. I'm gonna pretend to have a kid. So I start staying up really late. So I come in with big bags under my eyes. I start flipping through pregnancy books so I can just rattle off disgusting pregnancy facts. And just to drive it home, I bring in Google images of sonograms just to show him, be like, hey, look. So one day he comes in and he's like, look, man, I don't think we have enough time to be friends. No hard feelings? And I'm like, look, that's it? That's your line? That's your breakup line? I was gonna name my kid after you. But now that's never gonna happen, because guess what? The kid doesn't exist. I made it up to get away from you because you're terrible. No, so no, you don't get to end this. I'm ending this right now. So now, now I just gotta avoid the copier and have lunch in my car and I'm good. So this time of year, I can't do anything outside, so I'm always in the gym. And who's in the gym? Gym Guy. You guys know Gym Guy. He comes in every room like it's the first scene of a play. Always knows everyone's name. He's like, "Hey Tommy, how much you bench today?" And he's waiting for the treadmill. He's like doing this thing. I was looking over his shoulder. He's like an NBA player. Always knows where the camera is. He's like looking all around. And I mean, this guy's so ridiculous. Does he go through his life like this? Is he like at the work, at the copier, like throwing papers in the air? Ooh, hell of a meeting, Bobby. Nice job. Like running out back in restaurants and be like high-fiving the cooks. That prime rib was off the hook. I mean, the guy's so inappropriate. Does he like go to funerals? He's like slapping the priest on the ass. It's like, hell of a service, Father. You put the thump in Bible thumper. Thank you very much.